movement. I'm doing thumbnails. Get in here. I'm trying to do my thumbnail. Oh, come on. There you go. You took your tummy. Yeah, you're going to help me do this video. Oh, it's very nice of you. Hello, beautiful butterflies. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Beverly. This little white thing is Twig. And today we're talking about transitioning, life changes. You know, we are butterflies after all, and we're talking about how these transitions are happening a lot this year, especially this spring for me personally, and how working with Hecate is really making sense for me in this real chrysalis year. So grab that cup of tea, furry creature if you have one. Let's get to it. So we are in spring at the moment. Life is starting to bloom. I'm starting to feel more excited about the year ahead, setting my goals for the year. I always see spring as like the new year, and it's definitely a bridge between winter and summer, a time where we're starting to wake up from hibernation times and falling into that summer where we're really hitting our goals, really trying to get things going. And it also is a time of transition and rebirth when we think of spring in the way of new life being born, plants growing, baby animals coming to be. It all just feels more new year to me than new year. You know, in our Gregorian calendar, it falls right in at the start of January, and it never feels right to me. Does it to you? Do you ever feel like new year energy, new year, new me and all that malarkey? Because I don't. In the middle of winter, I want to be cocooned up snugly in a blanket, hibernating away. I don't want to be thinking about goals. But this time of the year I do, and it's definitely when I'm starting to plant those seeds, both magically and in real life, setting those goals up and getting those spells moving. It's all about getting going and really starting to transition, making life edits, making things happen, and it's a really exciting time. I love spring. It's one of my favourites. But it's definitely that bridge time, and it's a liminal time of the year for me. It definitely feels that way. Also, it's March, and that's my birthday month, and as you're turning a year older and starting to think of all the magic that you want to bring into the year, I usually see like between my birthday and the next Sabbat, is it Astara? I think it is Astara. That really feels like New Year to me. It really feels like a time when you're starting to plant those seeds, the things that you've started to realise you want to change or get rid of or work on, that you've realised to let go of in like January, February. March and April really feels like a time to really get those seeds in the ground and get going. And as I'm facing my birthday month, I'm really starting to understand why working with Hecate is really making a lot of sense. I'm starting to face a lot of changes in my life. I'm getting older. 50 is just round the corner. I'm quite excited to be in my 50s actually. I think it's going to be exciting. But society wise, we're kind of told all these things as women. We're not sexy anymore. Our husbands will leave us for younger women. You know, it's horrible to see women putting weight on and getting older and getting wrinkles and all this kind of stuff that's kind of jammed down our throats by society. And it's important to kind of try and really look at that from an outsider's perspective. And that's kind of where I am at the moment, just trying to realise that my beauty just isn't gone. The minute I turn a year older every year, I'm not fading away until I become this little wizened old thing, you know, should be ignored by society. But I think there's a lot of societal pressure to change and to be afraid of getting older, and I think it's something we should be proud of and celebrating. We do in so many cultures around the world. I just think it's a shame that we don't in our culture, and I think a lot of that comes from just wanting to sell us products, you know, sell us things. Like my mom used to have this catalogue when I moved in. It was a clothing catalogue. If I can find a picture of it, I'll put it here. But it was like just for over 50s. And I was like, what changes? Why do you have to be over 50 to like these clothes? And quite often I'd be flicking through going, that's nice, this is nice. Like, they were nice clothes, don't get me wrong, they were really nice clothes, I would wear them. But it was this idea that just because you're over 50, I've got to stop buying from them and now I can buy from these. And so as I'm stepping into my birthday month, I'm really trying to transition and see growing older as a positive thing. And I think that's something that we're all trying to do. Grow old disgracefully is always something that I said I was going to do, and that's definitely, I'm going to stand by that. I'm going to stand by that. I'm going to grow old disgracefully. I'm going to become me even more every year. That's just my promise to everyone. So congratulations, more me. I also am just starting HRT treatment. I'm in full menopause now, and as a witch I see that as moving into crone energy, and it's a big change. It's something that I've always been a bit afraid of, menopause, because I did not have a fun time when I went through what's the one you go through in teenage years, husband? Puberty. Thank you, husband. When I went through puberty, I did not have a good time of it. I had really bad acne. I struggled a lot with really heavy periods, migraines, all sorts of things. And so, because I didn't have a good time, I was always like dreading going through this. HRT, though, I have to say, has been a big help in just kind of feeling like I don't have to worry so much about that. Like, my hormones, they're going to be taken care of. It's not going to go crazy. I think it's great that we've got HRT now, and obviously it's a lot better than it was for like my parents. Things have moved on, like medication's got better. It's not going to be like that for me. And I think sometimes we can kind of give in to that fear of change, that fear of the unknown. The menopause is still something that's kind of taboo in society. Well, here in England it is. Let me know what it's like where you are, but definitely in England it's something that we kind of, women talk about together, but if a man's in the room it's kind of like, oh, you know, like a terrifying thing. It's something that is not spoken about enough, and so I think I've always been a bit afraid of it, and now I'm in it and experiencing it. I have definitely felt my chronic illnesses have worsened because of the symptoms of the hormones and everything affecting me. And I think sometimes we can feel this pressure to, sorry, I'm just chit-chatting. Sometimes we can feel this pressure to take on those fears when there's change involved. I think the menopause is kind of like a tower moment. If we look at the meaning of the tower tarot card, we definitely see that kind of breaks down all your walls, knocks down your tower, changes everything. You find a lot of people who start to discover who they are, and I'm definitely starting to discover who I am, and I've been talking about that for the last few videos. I've been talking about that a lot in my blog, so check out my recent stuff. Stay subscribed. Make sure you're subscribed. Okay, start again. Make sure you're subscribed as well, so you don't miss me going through all of this. But I think it's really important to kind of let go of those fears that we can hold on to a lot, and instead trust the process. And I think that's the thing that I'm learning a lot from working with Hecate and deepening my relationship with her, because I'm definitely seeing these changes being supported by her. If we think about Hecate, you think of Hecate, you think of torches, you think of the maze symbol, you think of keys, and she's kind of holding the torch up. She's leading the way, she's guiding us, but she's also opening doors up, letting down barriers. She's using that key to really let things open up. She's also using that key to lock things away from us. And I definitely feel that at the moment, especially today. I pulled a card with her, and the meaning of it was kind of like, don't forget she can guide you through things, but she can hold you back if you're like a little bit too eager and wanting to move ahead before you're ready. And I think in that way she's just such a protective wonderful goddess. The more I get to know her, the more angry I am that she's known as this like dark, scary goddess, because she's not just that. She's been a real like motherly energy for me, and as I deepen my practice with her, I'm feeling so supported and loved and just really held on to by her. And those torches, that maze, you can look at as a way of guiding us through these areas that society kind of keep hidden from us, or things that don't quite make sense to us yet, things we're afraid of, we're not ready to face yet. She can be there with an encouraging guidance. So I think it's really, really important to remember that Hecate is there not just for me as, you know, oh, she's a witch goddess, therefore I'm a witch, therefore I work with Hecate. I think it's very different. For me, being Beverly Butterfly, once I started learning more about butterflies and the meaning of butterflies in a spiritual sense, I started to understand that my life here as Beverly is all about change. It's all about learning to be okay with change, and it's about really being open to things that I'm afraid of, and knowing that okay, this is scary, but it's not the end of the world. You know, there could be better things around the corner for you. So for me, working with Hecate in this time of my life just makes so much sense. Anybody else going through menopause right now who just thinks all these things together makes so much sense. The more I start to like slow down my life, and if you watch my weekly vlogs, they come out usually on a Monday, and usually in those I am showing just my life, and I've really started to slow down, more rest, more sitting, more reading, more time just being a human. I think it can be so easy to forget that reflection is so important. Not only looking at the reflection in the mirror of who we are, you know, shadow work is a big part of witchcraft, but also just reflecting on your life and how you can edit your life and change your life so it works better for you. And I really feel like I'm onto something at the moment. I'm kind of getting what pacing's been about all this time, and it feels really nice to kind of finally feel that things are falling into place. And the reason they're falling into place is because Hecate has come into my life and started to guide me through this changing time in my life. Change can be really, really scary, but when we face that, it can bring a lot of clarity, a lot of new beginnings, a lot of growth in your life. I think it can be easy to get scared of transition and change, and it's not so easy to just kind of trust the process, and that's kind of where I am right now. I'm just trying to trust the process and trust my goddess as she leads me forwards. I'm really excited. I'm excited to see how things go, and really, really excited to read your comments. Like, having heard my thoughts and feelings on working with Hecate during the menopause, does it make sense, or am I just talking a load of... I just want to thank you all for watching. I really hope this video gave you something to think about, that you have some thoughts and feelings around what I've been talking about. If you had, please leave me a comment. I'll always reply. I love chatting to you all, so please leave me comments and likes and comments and all those wonderful yummy things that really let me know and the YouTubiverse to know that you enjoyed the video. It shares it out just that little bit more, and we can connect and get to know each other better. A huge thank you to all my Patreons for supporting me here at the channel. You're all amazing. I'm so grateful for all of you for keeping the lights on here at the channel. You're amazing. Thank you. Take care everyone. Have a wonderful magical week, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.